Guys, apparently Joker was popping off today. Apparently Joker might be playing TBC, so we're gonna see what he says about it.
Yeah, we'll be playing TBC. I've kind of decided to play it like now. I think it'll do me some good taking a break from RuneScape, you know, after playing the game so much the last few months.
Okay.
And I think I've kind of had my proper WoW detox. I'm cleansed. I'm cleansed from the game. It's expunged, let's say, right? So I'm ready to get back on that train. I'm looking forward to it too. But until the 17th, though, you guys have my full attention with RuneScape, though. Oh, wait, that's the wrong TP.
Wait.
Yeah, until the 17th.
What's on the 17th? Is that the release of TBC? Official release? No way you egoed that guy in game. Wait, there was a guy in game? Where? Guys, I'm watching the video and looking at chat. If you come up to me in game and say hello, 99% of the time, I will not see you, and I apologize. I'm really sorry. Okay, so it's pre-patch, but what can you do in the pre-patch? Isn't pre-patch always like there's nothing going on? It's like there's really nothing to do, right? Well, what can you do in the pre-patch? Level. Can't you already level right now? What you guys are saying? Aren't you guys just saying stuff you can already do? It's way faster in the pre-patch. You're talking about, okay. You get boosted XP rates for leveling a character. So if you don't already have characters, you could level them now. Okay, I've got like 14 dead hardcore characters I can play, so I think I'm good there. So there's really nothing to do in pre-patch right now.
But I got another 2.5 weeks. Actually, more like until the 12th, because I'll be traveling from the 13th to the 16th. So I think my last RuneScape stream, only RuneScape stream until I would play the game again like full time, would be on the 12th of January. So that's only like about like 2 weeks from now. And a bit more change on that.
Dang, is he not playing Deadman mode?
I'll be on vacation from 13 to 16. I'll be back on the 17th. Yeah, that's kind of like the way it is. Yeah. So on the 12th, which I don't know what day of the week that is, it'll be my last stream until I come back on technically the 16th, but I'll stream on the 17th because my flight's pretty late. So
I'm playing Deadman mode, yeah.
Yeah. You know, those days that I'm traveling, I won't really be able to stream. I don't think so. So it is what it is. Yeah, it's like a 3-nighter over there, but like that extra day I'm just like traveling, so I can't, you know. I'll be back in Malta when the sun is down.
Yeah, we're all going. I don't know if the other guys have announced. I think Savix talked about he's going. So I know Joker and Savix, and I think they said Guzu's going. So us 4 and then a bunch of other content creators are going to the Content Creator Summit. For RuneScape. Is this the guy that said hello to me? No. This guy stole my spot though. And that's going to be for 3 days. And I don't know what we're doing there. Maybe they're going to show us new content that's coming out. We're going to talk about maybe potential collaboration ideas and events to host going forward. I'm sure it'll be that kind of thing. And I'm really excited about doing it. I haven't been to London in a really long time. And that's in about 2 weeks from now. So it's going to be pretty soon. Maybe we talk about Raid 4. Maybe we get to test it. I don't know. I'd be really excited to do that. That would be sick. Maybe I mentioned to them Bronze Man mode there. Pitch them the idea. We'll see what happens. And it'll be fun. Their Jagex takes care of everything. They took care of everything. They're very, very good at that. They're very hospitable and professional about everything. And you don't really have many questions. They do a good job at answering all that stuff. When you're trying to move that many people around, you know, you have to be very, very communicative and stuff about how you do it. Yeah, Jagex is an insane, amazing company in comparison to some of the other companies that I've been playing video games for a long time that just basically don't really do much with content creators at all, which I wish wasn't the case. But hopefully they'll take a page out of Jagex's book and use that to however they want. You know what I mean? I love the way Jagex handles stuff. Let's see if Joker says anything else here, but it sounds like he's going to play TBC. He's detoxed from WoW for a long time by playing RuneScape, and he's kind of hit raid log status in RuneScape. So now maybe he's looking to play some World of Warcraft again.
How long do people generate?
But we're all going to the Creator Summit. So I hope it's going to inspire everybody to, like, you know, be very excited about the future of what Jagex is bringing to the table. And in a way, it's kind of like, it's like Jagex is showing all the, maybe they're going to show us all some good things that are coming out, pick our brain about what we would want to do. And for me, that entices me to want to stream RuneScape more, because Jagex is such a great company. And they work really well with the content creators. So I hope that it fires us all up and gets us all excited about the future of what's coming out, and gives you know, the viewers stuff to be excited about too, about what's happening in the future. So I hope that that's what's going to go down, and we all come out of there like super fired up about the future.
You play a WoW release, I'm clueless. No idea honestly nowadays, bro. It's kind of weird, WoW, because there's so many different versions of the game that before you would play a launch a longer time, but now you kind of bounce between all the WoW versions. But I think there's like OnlyFans 3 happening like soon, so that's probably what it's gonna be. It's like you play normal TBC until OnlyFans 3, and then you play OnlyFans 3, and then hopefully after that it's like,
or you play RuneScape until OnlyFans 3, then you come back to RuneScape until Classic Plus happens, and that'll be announced at BlizzCon, which I will be there. And then that probably is not happening for like another few months, or potentially up to another year. Then you play RuneScape until that comes out. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Classic Plus, or maybe any BlizzCon news, because I think that's what Sardaco
BlizzCon
said,
is
like,
next year in September, and I think RuneFest is going to be next year sometime. I've never been to a RuneFest. I'd love to go. So I'm planning on doing BlizzCon and RuneFest. I hope they don't randomly end up on the same week. That would be bad. But hopefully I get to do both of those.
Until BlizzCon. And then BlizzCon will give news, and then you adapt to the news you receive at BlizzCon.
Right.
That seems to be the timeline. I don't know, it's a bit of a stretch though. I think BlizzCon is in September, so I'll figure it out. Imagine you fly back, there's only open ocean left. I hope not, dude. There's no way hardcore TBC is gonna work, right? I don't think it's gonna work, and that's a good thing. Yeah. It's better if it doesn't work.
Really? To me, I think it's the only thing that...
I think classic WoW hardcore worked a bit too well, and it got too easy. So I'm hoping that TBC hardcore will be super hard, challenging, and
only
a waste of time, which is what hardcore is designed to be. It's designed to be a waste of time.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good thing.
That's
to
all
be
hardcore
honest.
is about, to waste your time. And in case you haven't figured that out yet.
Well, that's all video games in
plenty
general.
Of available time.
That's
the
all video
game
games.
does not challenge you anymore, or you find it interesting. Here's hardcore, infinite gameplay, constantly resetting, right? Now, if you beat the game on hardcore, then it's not even hardcore anymore, just like the other versions, right? You just have to play safer. So when hardcore only works when you fail. When you succeed in hardcore, then it doesn't work at all. And that's what happens with classic, with vanilla WoW. People played so much vanilla WoW hardcore over the last 5 years that they kind of solved it, and it became very easy.
It is solved.
And not as...
That's what I was just saying.
I guess...
Hardcore WoW is like... Classic WoW is just easy now.
Unless you were like a brand new
I'm looking
player,
for that challenge, so I feel like TBC would be better.
But that's something I'd played before. Yeah, it was way too easy. Especially with like all the stuff like Petri Flasks and word buffs, you know what I mean? Like, dude, there was like a guild that cleared Naxxramas without word buffs. Which is like...
What is TBC? TBC is the Burning Crusade. It's the first expansion after the original release of World of Warcraft in 2006 or something like that.
I don't know. In RuneScape equivalent, all consumables. like a super combat does less it gives you less of a damage increase than word buffs would. You know, it's just... And it gives you more health.
World buffs and classic WoW double your damage. So imagine you go when you potion, it'd be like getting a salt that's about 3 times as strong. So it's about 3 times as strong as a salt in RuneScape. That's what world buffs are in classic WoW.
Gives you like plus 40% max HP or something. You have like 140 health instead of 100. So people manage to
But
clear.
but not only that, it doubles. It gives you like an extra, 30 or 40 health and prayer. It boosts everything up. World buffs are infinitely too strong in Classic WoW, but they don't have world buffs anymore in TBC, which is nice. Which is why I think the game design overall is actually better for hardcore, but it's very, very one-shotty, which is super scary for hardcore. So I do feel like so many people will die in TBC, and it'll become more of a niche thing for like the 1% of really, really skilled WoW players, or people that play extremely careful. And it'll be very tough to like find groups at endgame because there won't be very many people there. So it's the next evolution for TBC. But everyone is kind of skeptical of if it'll work or not. Nobody really knows the future with that.
Raids without that,
It's literally Stone of Jazz.
That being said, only one
World
guild
buffs
did it,
is the
but,
Stone of Jazz
that
buff.
shows you how much easier this stuff has gotten, right? Like TBC hardcore, I think would be interesting because no one's really done it before, and it would be like kind of like how classic hardcore was in the beginning, where people were like, "Dude, there's no way you can even hit level 60 without dying. That sounds impossible." Or it was like, "Bro, there's no way you can kill Ragnaros without dying."
Chat, if I play TBC on launch, it will be hardcore. I don't believe I'll be playing the game regular at all. If that even happens. I don't think I will, but if I did, it would be TBC hardcore, and we would probably have to start at level 1. And I believe Seedank is in that guild where everyone has to start at level 1 when TBC releases. And they're using the add-on.
That's going to be too hard. One mistake and 40 people die instantly. That's what people said, right? It'd be the same with TBC, but I think TBC is really hard compared to Classic. But people would still find a way eventually to deal with the content. It just would take years.
Joker's channel is dying and now he's copium WoW. What does that mean? Are you mad at him for doing his job? Guys, if you can make more money playing a different game, that's what you do. That's what streamers do. It's like, why do you guys have to point that out? It's just like, where you point him out for being a good streamer? What's your point?
It takes years for people to learn like a new meta. No parry cheating in TBC at least. I think there are parries in TBC, sadly. I don't know how they work, but I think they do exist. But yeah, we'll figure it out, right? Like, I don't know if there's gonna be any TBC hardcore happening on TBC launch. I would love to do that though. I would prefer to play TBC hardcore instantly instead of waiting for OnlyFans, because I'm not that big on normal TBC. Like, I've done it before. It's not like super exciting.
Okay, we have the same take on this.
TBC hardcore scene, then I'll just like do normal TBC until OnlyFans 3 and then play it for the first time.
So this to me is like kind of like a standard WoW player logic, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So he kind of just said he's not super interested in TBC regular. He's a little bit more interested in hardcore because it hasn't been done. But if there's no following for it, then he's going to play regular, which he just said he wasn't really that interested in. And I think that is like a lot of the World of Warcraft player base is like, they're just playing TBC again because there really isn't anything else to play. But people want to play WoW because WoW is a great game. And it's hard to get around that logic. But that I do think that the majority of WoW players also think like this.
With everybody else, which I guess would also be more exciting because we all have the same knowledge on it, right? All haven't done it before. But I feel like people gonna do like a community version early, if I had to guess. But if it's like a Giga Sweat Fest, then it could be like not that fun.
It needs to be a sweat fest, otherwise
I don't know if it's gonna be like
the casual players ain't gonna do heroic dungeons.
Okay, let me go.
It's gonna be all of the OG sweatiest WoW players.
Yeah, that's pretty good yield actually.
Making it to the end game, and it's gonna be giga sweaty.
Boys.
A lot of drama too if you make a mistake.
Right there.
A lot of drama. A lot of drama because that's so many hours you're wasting.
Ash, I need to put some compost. Give me this. Give me that.
And on top of that, if you're a streamer, you have to play on a regular server which opens you up to being griefed. And so now you have to deal with the griefing thing again. We got rid of griefing because we got official hardcore servers, but if people start playing TBC, as a streamer, you have to worry about people trying to drag mobs onto you and then feign death or something. Every griefer plays a hunter. So they drag mobs onto you and then they drop combat, but you can't. And it's a very popular thing that happens. Zoryu got griefed a bunch of times when he was playing on the add-on back in the day. So it's a lot more, there's going to be a lot more drama in TBC hardcore because there's no official servers, I'll tell you that.
What happens with the boss in TBC that just kill random players with 0 counterplay? That's what I don't know. But the thing is, there's not gonna be official TBC hardcore, so potentially you could
they would have to rework
like,
those bosses,
if
maybe.
You get killed by a mechanic that there's no true outplay at all. There's actually no way to outplay it.
You go to 1 HP
then
instead of
they
dying.
could make it like that. That doesn't count. Kind of like a safe death in RuneScape. And now we're familiar with safe deaths.
This is true. The WoW players would go crazy if they would downvote the crap out of this if there was a voting system. But safe deaths has been a part of RuneScape for a long time, and I'm now starting to think just like Joker is, where what can you implement from RuneScape into World of Warcraft that might actually work or might actually save some potential design flaws that wouldn't work with hardcore, but then you'd have to have hardcore servers or something. You know, RuneScape does a great job at hardcores existing with normal players. And I think that it can work in the WoW system too. But they have to do a few things to fix maybe potentially raiding if you did want to raid in TBC, because right now it's really sketchy once you get to some of these bosses.
Which I think are stupid as
Cushion
fuck,
Lucian, thank you very much for the tier 1.
Exist in this game, so now I've been kind of like, you know, more used to them.
See, I'm also a believer that hardcore should be able to PvP. Like if you die in a battleground, that shouldn't count. It's an instanced thing, like a fake reality or something. I don't know. Chalk it up to whatever you want. I don't think that. I think that as hardcores, you should still be able to PvP if you want.
Like 90% of like that's most of RuneScape is save deaths, I would say. Like, you know, like it's very common, right? Like you do Cox as a hardcore, you die, save death.
No, but if you die in the world, like no, that
shouldn't
count.
So like this is definitely a thing. I think it's stupid, but it's a thing. So you could like implement that in TBC hardcore, where like I think there's only 2 bosses in the game that have like deaths that are complete no counterplay. There's nothing you can do about it. You could just have those 2 deaths be a save death. And then
Chat, if you're on your hardcore and you go to Amir's arena and you died in Amir's arena, do you lose your hardcore status? No? No. Okay. That is what I would like for World of Warcraft. Is like if you queue up for a battleground, like in Amir's arena, you don't lose your hardcore status. I think that would be great. And it would encourage more hardcore people to play hardcore if they can PvP on it too.
And 99.9% of deaths are not save deaths.
They get stomped though. They probably get, well, they could get PvP
right.
here.
Yeah. Not a big deal at all. But if maybe people can find a way to outplay it, and the moment there's a way to outplay it, then there would not be save deaths. Because like, yeah, you can do this now. So either you do this or you lose your character. But like, there's actually nothing you can do, right? Like, imagine when Zuck spawns, your character instantly dies, and then you get resurrected, and then you kill him. But that would be like you lost your hardcore status. That's stupid, obviously, right? No one thinks that's interesting, right? You can't make an argument to keep that in the game, right? So that's why you gotta like that. This is why I personally think that hardcore WoW was better when the add-on existed.
So
sort of official hardcore server.
I do agree with this. I think that World of Warcraft does not need hardcore servers, but it needs hardcore support. Meaning there needs to be either some type of leaderboard system that verifies hardcores and shows, you know, which hardcores have killed the most bosses or something, give you like some kind of point system. And there also needs to be some buff that shows you that they're hardcore. There needs to be some kind of verification system to verify that people are hardcore, they've never died. And then there needs to be some type of either safe death or reworks on the bosses that are not tuned for hardcore to compensate for them not being for hardcore. So that's what I mean. It needs hardcore support. If you're not going to give an official hardcore server, it still needs hardcore support. And I'm not sure if that's coming or not, but maybe with the popularity of OnlyFans, it can draw attention to Blizzard, and maybe they can deem it worthy of some sort of development time, and they can deem it worthy of giving it some attention. Because I do think it's worthy of attention, and it's going to be the next era of Classic WoW will be TBC Hardcore, unless Classic Plus comes out before. Maybe they're just banking on everyone playing Classic Plus by the end of next year. I don't know what they have planned. Maybe that's why they're not giving it any attention. But I would see TBC kind of being the next leg of Classic content. TBC Hardcore.
I think official hardcore servers were not the peak of WoW Hardcore. The peak of WoW Hardcore was before official servers, because it was community managed. Yeah, there were cheaters, but honestly, whatever. Who cares that people cheated? It was drama anyway. And WoW is fueled by drama. The reason why WoW has 10 times more viewers than RuneScape
and TBC is more drama
is because of drama.
It is.
Drama fuels the game.
Well, some of it's probably drama, but yeah. People say they don't like the drama. That's a flat out lie. Everybody loves drama. It's just a fact. It's just a matter of fact. The people like drama. The biggest streamers on Twitch, drama streamers, all of them. All they do is go from one drama to the next. Biggest audience on Twitch. You become a drama streamer, you'll blow up instantly. It's crazy.
End of story. Let there be drama. Let there be people cheating.
Literally, XQC and Asmongold's title every day. Huge drama, big news. That's their title every single day. Huge drama. Click here. It's diabetical.
And then they get caught. They get put in a tribunal, and then they get their status removed. And it's like content for the people to watch, and it's content for the streamers to talk about. It's just a win-win. Yeah. So I honestly, like, that to me doesn't really bother me, right? Like, remember Mitch Jones cheating? Right? He basically had a moderator.
Yeah, Bag Jones.
Like bags off stream. It was stupid. Like, why would you do that? But he did it, and it's like funny, and people talked about it, and that's all there is to it, right? So like, I think the fact that like it's community managed versus like Blizzard having the final say is more interesting.
It is. Right. That's what I always say a lot. Maybe we had it right.
When I
say this a lot, but I always say maybe we had it right when we had the add-on, because you could actually appeal. You could appeal your hardcore death if you DC'd and you were recording your game. You could send it into the council. They would watch to see if you DC'd, and then they would just remove your death. They would let you keep playing. And that was the only way around DC deaths, and that worked for a long time.
Look back, like when I enjoyed hardcore the most was before official service.
Yeah, the Aboba Council. Real hardcore players don't DC.
I just gotta do a
type shit.
Not seaweed, a bear house run, and I find that they have a bit of compost now, which is nice because I've been running so low on compost every day. So low, boys. Solo. Niche Twitch content does not equal to the enjoyment of most people. So here's where I have to explain something to you because you're not aware of this. So hardcore WoW is Twitch niche content.
Yeah,
that's the whole audience. It was made by streamers, for viewers, by viewers, right? That's 90% of it. The 10% is people that, like, there's probably not even 10% of hardcore players that don't even watch Twitch. It is completely community organized. This is not meant for Billy that never opened his internet provider's websites and he only opens WoW from Battle.net and plays WoW. It's not for that person. That person doesn't even know hardcore probably exists, right? So when we think about hardcore, we always think about hardcore as an entertainment because it is made for entertainment, right? That's purely what it is. This is not like hardcore in RuneScape. I think hardcore in RuneScape is a lot more established and normalized, but even then,
RuneScape kind of invented hardcore, to be honest.
The minority plays it, right? Like, I'm not sure what percentage
hardcore Iron Man. I mean, RuneScape invented a lot of the ways that we play World of Warcraft.
Not a lot, right? It's always a niche of a niche, right? You have Iron Man as a niche, and then you have hardcore Iron Man as a small.
In a way, indirectly, Bodhi invented hardcore WoW. In a way.
Modern niche. But then, like, hardcore is always more popular as a streamer, so streamers are more inclined to play hardcore. But in terms of WoW, this started as like an unofficial thing because it was good content. And people loved watching it. People love watching hardcore. They don't play hardcore themselves, though.
I'm just playing it with Diablo.
They're like, this is a giant waste of time. I ain't gonna ever do this. But I'll watch this idiot do it. You get what I'm saying? So you always want to design hardcore for it to work better as an entertainment platform. Right? That's just what it is. Right? And that's exactly how it got made in the first place. It was made by... The streamers made the add-on Cargos and the Tactics, I think they were. Obviously, there's more people on them. And they just made the add-on like 4 years ago. Again, your average player does not touch this game mode, and they shouldn't touch this game mode. Like I always tell people, hardcore is a massive waste of time. Don't play it unless you're a streamer. That's what I tell people, bro. I just lay it down. I lay down the facts. They want to hear what I'm saying? Fine, but that's what I say. All right?
That's kind of true. That's kind of true. I mean, I don't think it's a waste of time necessarily. I mean, I have a bunch of characters that haven't died, and they're kind of just on that, sitting on that shelf forever. And it's kind of nice to be able to go back and play them whenever I want. So, or just kind of have a level 60 I can log into that's kind of juiced up in raid gear. It's kind of cool to have that as a trophy. Same thing. It's what games are. You know, it's what MMOs are. It's just a trophy of your accomplishments and what you've done. It's just something to show for the time that you've spent. So I think that if you do have a hardcore that's advanced far in the game, it's something to be proud of. Now, when it dies, that sucks. And so if you're not willing to lose that time that you've invested that trophy, it's just like getting a trophy that gets bigger every day, but you have a chance of losing it. So if you're afraid of losing it, at least as a streamer, if you lose your trophy, then you profited along the way. Like you've made money building up that trophy and then losing it, and you profited at the end for getting a nice clip. So in that regard, you have less to lose as a streamer that dies than you do as a non-streamer, maybe, if that's the way of looking at it. So yeah, I guess that's what he's saying there.
It's you know, just watch, have fun watching, you know, but don't dip your toes in this unless you're completely fine with wasting all your time, because nothing good will ever come out of it in terms of like longevity. It's more like a hype thing. Like it lasts for like 3-4 months, and then no one cares about it until the next hype cycle. So last thing you want to do is make a character, play, and then everybody quits, and then you're stuck there kind of holding your bag. Where did everybody go? You know, like, yeah. But yeah, you don't want to be that guy. Don't want to be that guy. That's not good. Am I dripped in epic gear right now? Am I dripped in epic gear? Well, I'm currently naked, so I would say no. Also, there's no epic gear in RuneScape. There's no rarity in RuneScape in terms of like there's like an uncommon item, legendary item.
Hardcore WoW hype dies so fast. Hardcore WoW has the longest amount of hype of any version of WoW ever. Average WoW hype is 1 to 2 months. Hardcore WoW has like a 6 month to 8 month hype duration. It is nearly 4 times as long as any other version of World of Warcraft. Hardcore hype is one of the most hype games of all time. It has so much hype around it.
Item has the same color. So like this bronze bar is the same as this runite bar. You see what I'm saying? They're all gold or whatever, orange. But then if you drop them, well, I guess in this case it's the same, but there's like a beam on the ground based on how do I do this? There's a beam on the ground based on what the grand exchange value. So this one has no beam.
All right, I think that's it. I think that's all Joker was saying there about him. Okay, so if you just kind of came in at the end of that, Joker is planning on playing TBC. He's not playing RuneScape off stream anymore. He's not going to play RuneScape while he's playing TBC. That's kind of what he said. And he's interested in hardcore more than regular TBC, but if no one's playing hardcore, then he's going to play regular until OnlyFans happens. Then he'll play hardcore. I don't know if we're getting any more Joker RuneScape streams. for the foreseeable future, maybe even all the way up till BlizzCon. We might not see Jokered back on RuneScape until after BlizzCon, depending on how the hype is for TBC. So it is kind of sounding like Joker's last 2 weeks of playing RuneScape. When he leaves, when I get to go see him at the RuneScape convention for the future of RuneScape. I mean, right now for the foreseeable future, unless RuneScape has an event exclusively where they want him to come and play, it doesn't seem like Joker is going to be playing, because I know OnlyFans is going to happen soon. I know Soda Poppin', he's going to play. He's going to play TBC regular. He's going to level up, and he's going to be like, okay, this is boring. I want to start OnlyFans, and he's probably going to do it. He's going to get peer pressured by chat. Soda Poppin' loves to appeal to his chat. He's a great streamer, and his chat is going to beg him for OnlyFans every single day, and he's going to cave early. And I'm pretty sure we're going to end up playing TBC hardcore in like March or something like that. And I think it's going to happen pretty soon. But that's my prediction. But yeah, that is it's not like we didn't see it coming, but the fact that it's here already, that all the WoW players are kind of going back to TBC is it's still a little bit shocking, right? That it's here. We've been playing RuneScape for 6 months. I did not foresee this in the cards, that we were all going to be playing RuneScape for this long. And now I'm like, I feel almost equal parts RuneScape, equal parts WoW. Now that I've been playing for so long. And it's kind of crazy. And you know what video came up on my recommended today was, will the WoW players survive? Right here. You guys remember this Animzen video that came out? Will the WoW players survive the mid-game grind 4 months ago? And I thought about watching that one again to see how well it holds up now that we all kind of know how the story ended. But that one popped up on my recommended for you. It was Savix reacting to it, actually, which was kind of funny. But really, all of the WoW players, most of them did not survive the mid-game grind. And that mid-game grind is CG. They all kind of hit the wall once you start getting to the real grinds of the game. And most of them ended up going back to WoW. Grayson was the first to quit OSRS. I mean, Peo and Zico played for 1 day. How has LMGD been talking about World of Warcraft these days? Has he mentioned he might go back and play at all? Or is he like, hell no? He hates WoW. LMGD isn't coherent anymore. Oh God, he's been in the prison for too long, man. I hope he gets out of there soon. LMGD will leave when Joker leaves. Do you really think so? Chat, do you guys think LMGD is leaving when Joker leaves in 2 weeks? No? LMGD's here to stay? Okay. LMGD will not leave. He said he hates WoW. Yeah, LMGD is a grinder, man. I feel like LMGD and Joker were just kind of made for RuneScape. These guys are insane when it comes to the grinding. He doesn't hate WoW. I think he's pretty much said he hates WoW. I think he's literally said those words, but he loves WoW. He loves OSRS more than WoW, and all he's done is skill and CG. Yeah, he hasn't even played the game yet. Why hasn't Joker gone for Coliseum or Inferno yet, man? That's the best part of the game. Like, what's he waiting on? I can't wait to get in there. That's all I want to do, man. He wants to save it for after OnlyFans. Oh, as like a hype return thing? He wants to save that card? I mean, I guess I could see that. No game sound? Trust me, you don't want the game sound. It'll fry you. You never use game sound when you're bursting. It's like 100 sounds a second. It fries your brain from the inside out. Like watching a League of Legends stream.